Hey Pawan, good evening. Hey Pawan,
Good evening, sir.
how are you Pawan? You're doing good?
Fine, sir.
Good man.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Who's that?
Siddharth, sir.
Hey Siddharth, how are you? Long time.
Yes, sir. Whole in office, to be frank.
Yeah,
I
I know,
didn't
I
want to
know, I
miss.
know, I know, I know. I spoke to your dad, I know.
I didn't even leave. I'm still here. So I thought today I didn't want to leave. I want to attend the class. So I thought I'll stay
Good.
back
So
for
nice
it.
of you. Yeah, nice of you. Okay. Let's see other guys come.
Sure, sir.
Yeah, quite a, yeah, I'm not prepared, unfortunately, but yeah, let me uh, discuss basically whatever I want to see, right?
Sure, sir.
Share my screen, share screen, share screen, share screen. Okay, you can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, I'm not prepared. Let's see how the class goes. So how's yeah? Hi Yogesh has come. Hi Yogesh.
Oh,
Okay, so anything from the previous class you guys want to discuss? Previous class or whatever we have discussed so far on Verilog. You are able to practice. Practice is more important.
Sir, actually, I own a Mac. You've sent me a link. I've tried for the download.
Yeah,
Uh,
FPGA, right? The Xilinx
yeah,
tool. Hmm.
yeah,
Hmm.
FPG.
Hmm.
For Mac, they haven't released anything.
Oh, okay. Maybe they only for Linux and Windows, maybe, right?
Yeah, they have only for Linux and Windows. So all this week also, whenever I get time, I was trying to figure out
You
this.
can install it on the Mac. I think you should do that actually, right?
It's not, sir. It's actually I've tried to download and I've tried to install and I went into their website and I searched for
No,
Mac.
no, Linux. No, no. I'm saying you install Linux in the Mac.
Yeah.
The partition,
So
right?
yeah, I was looking for a virtual box, trying to set up a parallel Linux system in my Mac.
Yeah,
So some of
yeah.
the versions were paid versions and some of the versions were.
No, no. You could install Ubuntu.
Yes, sir. But I have to Ubuntu. I have to create a projection in my Mac
Yeah, you have to
for.
create a partition there and then install it. Yeah.
Yeah, so for the partition, I need this VMware or a virtual box or something like that.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay.
So yeah, I'm trying to figure that out. I'll try to.
Yeah, let me know if you want any help. I have people to help you. Let me know if you get stuck.
Sure, sir. I actually have been looking, trying to figure that out. Even I'm
Yeah,
talking to
just ping
my.
me in WhatsApp. Sometime I think I was evaluating this. I asked a lot of people, can I install Linux by a Mac?
Hmm.
I got an answer. Yes, somebody gave me some notes also. I had to go and check. Hmm.
Sure, sir. I'll ping you regarding it once in the
Yeah, yeah,
group.
sure. Very good.
Sure, sir.
Okay. What is the time? 7:02. Okay. One more minute. So you're able to practice anything, Siddharth, on the Verilog side?
Not really, sir. Actually, I was trying to get my thing sorted out with. Actually, we are doing a big migration on software migration, something. So in
Hmm.
the company, so I was trying to route my time into it, and here and there, I was going into the YouTube and trying to refresh my previous concepts.
Okay, very good. Okay.
Yeah, but I have to start doing it extensively. Like Sunday is pretty much the only day I get. So
Yeah,
Sundays I
yeah,
don't miss any class.
understand. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, did your you and but I'll talk to you offline. Yeah, there are a few things myself your father spoken. Yeah, we'll talk offline.
Sure, sir.
Okay. And Yogesh, how are you doing? You're able to practice very long?
Yeah, started practicing from the previous examples. So I went through the old examples and then tried to write it on my own.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what was the breakout session on Saturday? Was it useful?
Yeah, it was useful because I made a lot of silly mistakes, which I
Yeah, we need to do that once in a
Yeah.
while. I understand. Yeah,
yeah.
let's ask Ishwar. Ishwar, how was the breakout session on Saturday? Was it helpful? So we should do that. Yeah, you guys could set up your own meeting. Just ping with each other and set up your Skype call or whatever. Whenever you want to debug or something, right? You get somebody. You have to help each other, right? There's no other way otherwise, right?
Sure, sir.
So send a message in the WhatsApp and yeah, find out who is available. Yeah, just get hold of them and do it. Otherwise, they'll have to convert one of the class into this kind of a debug session, right? Yeah, I don't mind doing that. Yeah, I'll have to enforce sometimes, right? Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. I think how many of you are here? Oh, we have 8 people, almost everyone here. Okay, we have Bhunesh. Okay, yeah, let's get started. Okay. Yeah, I've not prepared a lot. Yeah, a lot of work on my plate. So I'll try and walk through as much as possible, right? And yeah, we'll make it interactive. I'll start talking extempore and yeah, some other things. Let's see how it goes. Yeah. So again, Steve Jobs. This has been one of my mantras: focus and simplicity. That's what he says, right? Focus and simplicity. Simple can be harder than complex. See this serious statement, man. How thoughtful he has made those things. Simple can be harder than the complex. I hope you all can understand what does it mean, right? So to simplify the things is very difficult. That's what he says. You have to work hard to get your thinking clean, to make it simple, right? That's what I try and do it. I don't know how much successful I am. You guys have to give me feedback. There are some of the concepts I'm trying to explain through simple terms to you, right? Yeah, but it's worth it in the end because once you get there, you can move mountains, right? So you have to get your basics right. You have to think simple, right? So once you do that, no, you can it will help you to focus. You can do a lot of things. So how can you make things simple? Pick up something, some examples or something on your college or whatever we are learning very long. How can you make the learning in chip design simple from your side? Like, what is it you can do to understand some concept in a simple way?
Practice, sir.
Practice. Okay. What else?
Correlated with day-to-day things.
Yes. Yes. Example. Very good. Application. Right. Industry is all application. We discussed in our webinar. Right. We had a seminar. Right. That's what we said. Got industry feedback from one of the experts. Right. So application. Where do you use it? Again, it goes back to the same question. I told one of my lecturer told. Right. So he's going to talk to you guys. I'm sure he's looking for a slot. Right. So what, why, how, when, and everything. Right. You have to apply those concepts. To do that, it will be everything. You can simplify the concepts. Okay. So any new concepts you learn in the college or anything, right? So you ask those questions yourself, and yeah, it becomes easier, right? So that's extremely important. So once you understand the concepts, when you find application, industry is out of application. College is full of theory, right? Understand? It's boring to all of you. I don't know. Maybe one of the day, Siddharth can share his experience in Melbourne. How was it actually, right? Hope it is not like Indian colleges, right? So
Yes, sure, sir.
yeah, so it's all learning should be made fun. It all should be practical, right? As we keep saying, the movie Three Idiots is a role model, right? I know that you cannot control the environment. Your colleges like that, you have to accept it. Can we go and change your faculties? You have option? No. So just ignore it, right? And see what is it you can do. How can you make the best out of it? So that's what you should think about, right? You cannot crib. You may have a. I'm saying sorry to say this. I'm getting a thought. You may be so pissed off with your father, whatever reason actually, right? Because of generation gap, whatever you say, right? But you have no other option. You cannot change your father. You have to live with it, right? It's a very bad example, I know, but the certain things. What I'm saying is, what is in your control, only you can focus on it, right? Learning is in your control. You focus on it, right? Whatever is not in your control, the job environment, for example, the economy is not in your control. The disease pandemic is not in your control, right? So ignore them. Why do you want to focus on something which is not in your control? Right? So time is in your control. You have 24 hours a day. How do you want to spend? 24 hours a day. You have 7 days in a week. How do you want to spend? 7 days in a week. Right? So ignore them. Why do you want to focus on something which is not in your control? Right? So time is in your control. You have 24 hours a day. How do you want to spend That is in your control. So please focus on that, right? So plan and work on it. So you just worry about what you can control, and what you cannot control, just leave it, right? So somebody comes and scolds you, right? What is it you can do? Yeah, if you worry about it, your mood will get spoiled. You cannot do any constructive work, right? Just ignore it. It's easy to say, it's very difficult to follow, right? But yeah, you have to practice that. So again, the practice is a good thing, what I heard from others, right? So practice and ask these simple questions: why, what, when, and how. Yeah, that's how you can move mountains if you do that, right? Okay. Yeah, I don't have a literal thinking, but there is some other thinking today. I sent a message in the WhatsApp group. Okay, how many of you seen these 3 posts today, few hours back? Okay, Sriram called and told that he want to say about Swadeshi microprocessor challenge. He read about it. So, okay, Pawan read about it. Very good. Who else read about it?
Sir, myself, Balaji, already registered in this event, sir.
Fantastic. Super. You could have told the class, rest of us, no, why you didn't tell us? Yeah, you should share, man. You should share anything, right? You're doing any good thing. I'm so happy to hear that. So I want all of you register this class. All my 12 of you, how many students already registered for this class, for this particular challenge, right? Either you partner with people or register alone, it's up to you. But I want to say all of your name. I'm going to go to I've just had the class. I'll go to my other the webinar series also. I'm going to insist each one of you to register and work on that. I'll help whenever I have time. I'll help you. Right? It's not guaranteed my time, but yeah, this class, yeah, definitely I'm committed. I'll try and help. And then the bigger other group, right? Whatever, I forgot the name. Telegram group also, I'll try and support as much as possible. So this is extremely important, right? And so Bhuvanesh or Balaji, who are you registered, right? So who's it? They registered? The Bhuvanesh?
Sir, both, sir.
Both of you? One entry or multiple entries? 2 entries?
Sir,
One entry,
maximum.
sir.
Very good.
As a team, sir, we register
Very
as a
good.
team.
Allow it. Okay, so why don't you explain about that briefly? Don't give out your ideas. I don't want you to do that, right? It's confidential. Keep it with you, right? Yeah. So explain about what is the Swadeshi microprocessor challenge and what are the sequence of events somebody has to do it. Don't divulge what is your somebody entry. Don't talk about it.
Sir, we all know that Shakti processor is the first Indian-made processor, sir.
Right.
Many applications.
And one more important is indigenous processor. It is also open source, right?
Sir.
You know what is the open source, right?
Yes, sir.
You can modify the core. I spoke to somebody in the Shakti team today morning. That's why I got this information. I called somebody in IIT Chennai. I got connected, right? And that's how I got the information. And the guy was so happy when I say I was already doing a Make in India program for my webinar students. He was so happy, right? So we'll have to, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, it's open source CPU processor. Yeah.
Sir, the main motto of this event was many of the applications in the world are working on other processor like Intel and other country processors. Sir. So they wanted to get an useful application that can work on Shakti microprocessor, so that every country people will know about that Indian processor are also good, so that it became a major.
Very good. Excellent. Okay.
Sir.
So what I think they're going to extend the timeline. That's what I heard today in the meeting, in my call. So they'll probably extend the timeline. So don't think you don't have time. So just come back and tell me if you want time. So they'll like you to extend, right? The big initiative. So what else you understand? So how many rounds are there? What is the process? What is it you have to do? Apply? What is the age? What is the you should study? You should working. I don't know what other information. So give us more information.
Sir, it is a 10-month project, sir.
Okay.
Consists of I think 4 rounds, sir. First registration part. Till 16 it will open, sir, registration. And then quarterfinal consists of a MCQ round and idea submission, sir. First idea submission was the maximum limit of 1,000 words, sir. And then if they accepted it, means we will we will go to next round, sir. That is
Semi-final round, yeah.
This is, we should give a more elaborated version of our project, sir.
Very good.
Then next round is semi-finals, sir. Semi-finals, they only select about 100 top 100 projects, sir. They will fund 25,000 per project, and they will provide a FPGA boards and other components that will be helpful to us. And then they expect anyone that 100 people, 100 teams, sir. Then they will announce the winners.
Okay. So what is you should be in a college third year, fourth year, or many age? Or what is the criterion?
I didn't know about that fully, sir.
You
But
should check.
a team should be in the same institution, sir.
Okay, same college. Okay.
Sir, students come doing their undergraduate or graduation or any PhD is okay, sir. Or
Okay.
else any startup company.
Does it say any Indian national, or I'm just
Yes, once
Yogesh wants to apply. Yogesh is not Indian national, for example.
once I'll verify, sir.
Yeah, please check. Yeah, so Yogesh also can check. What. Yeah, but he has to find a partner from his college actually, right? Yeah. Okay. The Siddharth, it's for you also. I would like you to participate.
Sure, sir.
Yeah, and you, myself, your dad, all of us. So we'll all support. I'll get more people to support this. I'll go and ask my other friends, my contact circle, and
Sure,
yeah,
sir.
definitely I'll get more support. So I don't have all the time. I'll set up a team. If any of you want to review any ideas, yeah, I'll ask like Satya, and I'll ask my other friends also. We are all here to support. I don't think you're alone, right? And be careful. If you have any good ideas, yeah, you have to treat it very carefully. Okay. Yeah. If you trust somebody, you can share, but yeah, when you share something, be careful. We can
Participants should be Indian nationals, sir.
Indian national. Okay, then Yogesh will not be able to attend. Yeah. Sorry about that, Yogesh. Okay. So I want all of you to. So anybody doesn't want to attend in this, like register for this. Somebody raise a hand. That's not acceptable. Ishwar, raise a hand. Ishwar, you have to attend. You have to be part with somebody else. Okay.
Me and Ishwar, maybe, sir.
No, there's no question. I'm not interested. You have to do. You have to learn. Okay, I'll talk to Ishwar offline. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so that's one part. The other part, I was talking to another company called Edbeyond today. So they have an office in Chennai, and they are doing quite well. They are doing some online training, cloud-based training, what we call. So automated training on System Verilog, right? So a lot of things, right, available. So I got a quick demo also of the tool. It's pretty interesting tool. There's a lot of, you can learn System Verilog with a lot of examples, and a lot of constructs are there. It's pretty detailed, right? And there are 2 courses. So one is, first thing I would suggest you take up the second course. The first thing we're already doing here. I would suggest if 2 or 3 of you want to come like a volunteer for that and register online, and so you can go through that course. But you should commit to that. You should have time to spend, right? And once you register for that, you should work on it. And time to time, I'll also want to get updates from you. How is the tool and everything, right? So you can learn System Verilog online for free. There's no, you know what is System Verilog, right? One of the languages used for design and used for verification also. Okay, this System Verilog for verification. So we'll be talking about that in our current thing. It will take time to reach there. There's somebody is available to share their material with us. So I want some of you to, at least 3 names I want. Otherwise, I'll have to nominate. I want to know. Raise your hand now if somebody is interested. Nobody is raising hands, man. Worrisome to me. Somebody is giving something for free. Why do you want to learn it, man? Is it because of lack of time or whatever?
What was the question, sir?
Yeah, I'll open up this. Give me a minute. Let me open this. Give a minute. Okay, that's it. It's about 1,000 rupees of thing, but they're giving it for free. And say course syllabus. They're talking about the language, basic building blocks, data types. What are the various things, right? Operators, procedural control for process, How do you up to this is basically language. Then how to connect the test bench in the design, right? What is the OOPS concept? You should know C. That's a prerequisite. I know all of you know C. Randomization, interprocessing, and FC and DPI, whatever, right? Functional coverage and prerequisites. Any basic programming language, awareness of system Verilog, and basic knowledge about ASICs. I think you all know. This is what you're going to learn, right? So this is what they're going to start, and there's about 13 weeks, but yeah, they'll be open, so you can face it on your own, basically, right? So who all will be interested, let me know. I told them I'll get up to 3 names. No interest.
Actually, I'm interested, sir, but next whole week I'll be pretty busy, so I don't want to
It's not 1 week, it's a long term. You can start for 1 week, but once you start, you should make sure you should commit and learn, actually, right?
Yeah, so if it is going to be a weekly, if it's
It's online. It's an online recording. You can see it at your own convenience. It's not a class.
Oh, then I'm okay.
It's a cloud-based thing, right? And somebody is willing to share their tool, because I would like to, but I don't have no time to go and read all those things. So once you get access, I'll borrow somebody's access. I'll get a free time whenever I look at it, actually. Right?
I'm okay with it if it's not going to be
It's a cloud-based, actually, right?
Oh, it's on my own pace, then I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it's your own pace, and it will be online, and there'll be a lot of videos, and you can do your own labs. All the tools, everything is integrated in the environment.
Oh, then it's great, sir. I'm up for it.
Okay, very good, Siddharth. I'm so happy. Then who else? Pawan, how about you?
Sir, actually, the project for us also started. So I'm thinking, is it possible to balance or not? I'm thinking regarding that.
Okay, sure. So think about it and let me know. Then how about other guys here?
Sure, sir.
How about Balaji, Bhuvanesh, Ishwar, Sriram, Giresh, Yogesh? Yogesh, it's open to you also.
Oh wait, so
Sir, in what way the software that course is different from this course? Sir? In what way that course is different?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not. I have to teach all those things, but I'm not an expert in system Verilog. Yeah, how it is different. You know, right? You have seen how the way I teach Verilog, actually, right? I'll not teach the constructs. I'll only show you the applications, right? So that course is about learning the language by itself. So you'll find differences. So you attend that, you're going to learn language as a language, not language as a application, basically, right? Okay. So you look at different methodologies.
Okay.
And even I want that feedback, right? So I am used to. I have certain thing in my mind. So yeah, we don't know, actually, right? Okay.
wait, which courses can I take and which courses can I not take?
You can take anything. You know the basic programming language, right?
Yeah, but I thought you had to be Indian nationals or something.
No, that's separate. That's the first one.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, okay.
That's one. Yeah, I'm talking about the third one here, system Verilog for verification, right?
Okay. Then it's an online course and it's an online course.
The online course, yeah.
Okay, then I might be interested.
Yeah, but you'll have to spend time, and I have to learn from you. Basically, you have to come and tell how it is different. Somebody asked how it is different. I want to understand from you, right? How it is different from this class, right? So Ishwar, how about you? Ishwar, next week I can easily learn from Ishwar if Ishwar attends.
Verilog is still very far. I can't.
No, it's okay. There is no prerequisite. Verilog is not needed for this.
So it starts from the basic, like.
I don't know C too much.
Yeah, no problem. I'll help you.
I only learned little bit Java. That also.
No problem. That's okay. Do it. Okay. So I'll work with Ishwar. I want to get the credentials. I want to try it myself. Right. So you have to spend some time, Ishwar. That's all. You all need to apply yourself. I think one of you have to convince Ishwar. So why don't Ishwar and somebody else be partner?
No one on earth who can convince.
So who wants to work with Ishwar? Girish or Sriram?
If Ishwar down, I will also, sir.
Who's that?
Girish, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So Girish, you have to, you work with Ishwar. I'll get one ID. You can share, and I'll also be there.
Okay, sir.
So, but you have to talk to Ishwar and convince him.
Okay, sir.
He's in two minds. I don't know. Even I'll have to find time to talk to him. Yeah, I don't know. He's not applying himself. That is his problem. All right.
Okay, sir. I'll
Whatever.
talk with him.
Yeah. I have a chat with him. I'll also help. So okay. I think we have three names: Yogesh, and Siddharth, and Ishwar. I'll give three names, and then we'll multiplex. Ishwar's ID Ishwar will set some generic password, so we all can multiplex the ID. Okay. Yeah, Pawan, let me know if you want to learn anything. Let me know.
Sure, sir. Sure,
Let me know next couple of days and go and get one more case. I will share somebody's credentials. Worst case, that's what we'll do.
Okay, sir.
Fantastic, guys. Very good. It's going to be useful because nobody can offer their course for free, actually, right? And probably I'll get that guy to come and attend you. Like I'll ask him to give an introduction session, and I have to meet with him in person. I have to understand what they are doing. And also saying in terms of business, where I can partner with him. We're looking at other things, so we'll see how that goes basically, right? But he's a very senior person, very knowledgeable person. He has spent a lot of his time and effort to do all these things. Okay. Coming back to the class. Okay. How many of you remember what is a task? I think we spoke about task and we'll talk about something called a function. Right. So you all remember about task? You guys remember the task, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Okay. So quickly we'll talk about a function. Then I can show you some examples and let's go to the lab. I think we're not done. So like I've not prepared any lab. Let me start typing it out in the EDA playground and show it to you. So functions are declared with the keywords function and end function. Like task is task and end task, right? So it's function and end function. So function are used if one of the following conditions are true. There are no delays. There's no timing. There's no event control construction in the procedure. The procedure returns a single value, only one output. There's at least one input. So there are three conditions for that. If all the three are satisfied, you can write a function. There is no delay, there is no timing, there is no event control. You have to remember all these things, right? These are rules. You should return only one value and you should have only at least one input. Okay? Task need not return any value. Task cannot have inputs. It can have any number of inputs also. Correct? Is it
Yes,
clear?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's look at the example. It'll be more clear. There's a module called parity. You all know what is a parity, right? What is a parity? You all know what is a UART? I think I need to teach you some basic things. I think some of you may not know UART. All of you know what is a UART full? Like at least who or no? Raise your hand. What is UART? UART. Who knows about that? Nobody? Siddharth, do you know what is UART?
I think it's it's got something to do with communication.
Communication.
Like to 10 bits and
whatever number of bits. So I'll explain what is UART. Pawan, you don't know about UART?
Yes, sir. It is a universal asynchronous receiver and transmitter.
Very good. Yeah. So where is it used? What is the application of that?
Applications I forgot, sir, but
that's a problem in our education system. Okay. So it's communication device, right? So it's a serial bit, serial transmit, serial receive, right? So UART is used to communicate from one computer to other computer, similar to your very low speed. And you can use that to, like, for example, one popular application is you're debugging anything. It's what you can use it for debugging. Like how do you debug your code running on the microprocessor? That your hardware board will be connected through UART to the computer, and you can use a UART to debug your you know what is single stepping, right? The C, correct? Do you all know
like
what is
the male and female pin connector?
Yeah, it'll have male and female pin connector, correct? And do you know what is single stepping? You know what is single stepping, right? What is single stepping? Yogesh. The way how to debug, how do you set breakpoints? How do you, let's say some code is not working. C, I'm talking about C, not about Verilog. We have a C code, you want to know how it is working or not working. So how will you debug? The code is not working.
Separate it and test it each part separately. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, separate the code and test it separately.
Okay, and it can also there's something called debugger. How many of you use the C debugger? Yeah, you should use it. Use it. That's also free to get Unix. It's called CDB, right? Even Turbo C also will have a debugger tools, right? You can set up breakpoints. You know what is a breakpoint?
Yeah.
What's a breakpoint, Siddharth?
We set two breakpoints or something between in the code where the code executes from the first breakpoint to the second breakpoint.
Yeah.
And like if it's functioning, and then you keep changing the break.
It's not that way. Yeah, you kind of there, but you're not telling exactly. Breakpoint, let's say my code is not working. I know it's not working desired thing, right? Then what I do is I set a breakpoint somewhere. You go try and understand. I set the breakpoint somewhere and run the code. So when the breakpoint is hit, it will break at the point. That's called breakpoint actually. Very simple. You're breaking the code execution when the certain point is reached. That point is called breakpoint. You have to manually set, oh, I have 100 lines of code. Let me put a breakpoint at the line number 10. You run the code. When the line number 10 reaches your similar C code will stop. Then you can go and look at your variable contents and registers or whatever actually, right? Then you can find what is happening, those variables, which flow it is executing and those kind of things, right? So that's called breakpoint, okay? And single stepping is you want to run one line by one line, you have to compile. It's a very, very detailed way of debugging, right? And I would suggest all of you encourage to write some C code, whatever compilers you have, and set up the breakpoints, do something called single stepping. In microprocessor also you can do it. C also you can do it. Assembly language, I mean assembly language. If you know assembly language, you can try. These are various debugging techniques, very, very powerful tools, right? So that one, right? And so when the UART is used for those kind of debugging and those kind of applications, right? You can send, the UART will get triggered, and let's say you want to write a printf, what is a printf, right? Some print statements. So when you have any printf statements in a C code which is running in a microprocessor, how do you print? You cannot print, right? So the microprocessor will filter those instructions and send through UART communication to the display, right? If a C code has a printf statement you're running from a microprocessor, that can be printed on your computer basically through the UART. Okay, that is an application basically for UART. Understand? Okay, UART is this. Let me again explain. You all know what is a CPU, right? I'm pretty sure you all know what is CPU. Anybody doesn't know what is CPU here? Raise your hand. All of you know, right? Central processing unit. Okay, so that's like a brain of a computer, right? And you know what is a peripheral, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
External device.
Yeah, external device means external to the CPU. That's all, right? So you have multiple peripheral devices. So UART is one of the peripheral device. Okay. So it'll have a chip select, and it'll have a read, write, it'll have address bus, data bus, and all those things basically, right? And so I think I'll have to show you what is UART. Probably I'll try and show that in this class. I'll probably bring it up and show you, all right? And yeah, we'll have to look at that and yeah. So it'll be interfacing with the microprocessor. So microprocessor will come and configure. UART will have certain registers, right? And I think why don't we do that? Maybe let's make it a UART class. How much time we have? 7:30. I'll spend 10 minutes on you. Yeah. Give me a minute. Okay, let's look at 8051. UART, what is 80? UART application. See, the Google is so useful, man. If somebody has a basics of UART communication, let's see what is this. Actually, I want to bring up a data sheet and show it to you. Let's see. Yeah, see, yeah, wow, very good. Okay, so you should search, right? So there's a data bus, right? And so TX to RX, you connect, transmit to receive, right? Whatever you transmit in one computer, other computer has to receive it, right? So you connect the transmit to receive, and there are 8 bits of data bus traversing the computer. Wait, I want to show you computer, how UART works. No, it's not very detailed. I'm not, I want to get a UART data sheet. (8250) is UART, sorry, I forgot. Wow, my good old Wikipedia. Let's see what it says. I have to run. So there's a synchronous transmission, there's AC, there are different modes of operation will be there. I have to get a data sheet, I'm not finding it. A data sheet, okay. So 8250 is data sheet. What happened? Data sheet. Oh man. Hmm? Where is download? I don't know what is it going to give me. It's not a simple data sheet. I want looking for a simple data sheet. Right? It's not complicating. Crazy, man. I think this is the one maybe. Wow. Okay, got something. Open it up. It should be right. It could be down, or it could be documents stuff. Okay. How do I go to full screen mode? How do you do full screen then here? Is no full screen?
One about that.
Where? It's all? Okay. So let's look at the block diagram, right? So, wow, so many pins. I think I want to keep it simple to you guys. So it has a receiver unit, there's a transmitter unit, there's a modem, there's something called a baud rate, right? Baud rate, what is a baud rate? You can, speed of it's a transmission. That's called a baud rate, right? Communication theory you would have studied, right? So baud rate is the speed at which you transmit. Why there are so many pins, man? I never thought we had so many pins. Let's see. So features, you see, right? Oh, it's not 8250, okay, something else, okay. 8250 UART with external microprocessor interface. And this is the speed, it can run till 3.75 megabits per second, it can transmit, right? It can generate some clock, prior interrupts, okay, targeted devices, forget about it. I want to get a simple 8250 data sheet. Yeah, see, there's a, I think let's go to the, it's not very simple, man. I mean, it's complicated. Why this is so complicated? It's very simple design actually. Yeah, I think something similar to this. Yeah, I think this is what we should look at. Right? So this is a pin, right? There are features. Full double buffering asynchronous operation. Independently transmit line status, receive and data self. Right? And I think you all should read this. I'll send you this document. Programmable data word length, parity. So what is the, how many number of bits are going there in the frame? Can be 5 bit to 8 bit, but you can program it, right? Parity. See, there's something called parity. That's called stop bit. So that's called parity. So we'll check what is the parity, right? You can have an odd parity, even private parity, and those things can set up, right? And you can start false bit, you can set. It has certain interface pins are there, right? There's address bus, 3-bit address bus, 8-bit data bus, DO, 8-bit data input, chip selects are there, read, write signals. Let's see here, right? See, reset is what is reset, you know? It's active high. What is the polarity is saying, right? Polarity is active high reset. You all know that, right? Clock, master clock, there's receive clock. They're all input pins. Address strobe, right? So we'll see what it is. This is the read control, write control. There are 3 chip selects. Input data, clear to send, data set ready. So don't worry about it. We'll see that later, right? You can read on your own. It will become very clear to you, right? And these are registers. What it has? It has 9 registers. Line control, line status. You read this on your own. This is exercise. I'm giving homework. You read it, you'll understand, right? I'm going to tell what is the parity. That's all. I'm not going to read anything more in this, right? So let me see parity. Somewhere it must be there. Oh, that's all. It's too brief. I'll get a right document. Then. So parity is basically, right? You know what is this? You all know, heard what is CRC? So it's basically how do you know the word? You're transmitting a 8-bit word. How do you know that got any words got swapped or not in the process? So parity will tell check the integrity of the data what you transmit. Okay, understand? It's like error correction. You know what is error detection, error correction, right? It's like error detection. It's not correct. It will detect the error. There's something called a CRC, cyclic redundancy check. You heard about it, Pawan, Siddharth?
I know about Hamming code, sir.
Yeah, that is communication, sir. I'm talking about the peripherals in computer system. Hamming code is communication, right? It's different. In computer system, yeah, parity, CRC is very popular, cyclic redundancy check. That's some signature based. You know this is called checksum you have, right? You download something a WinZip, will tell you
Yeah,
checksum
checksum.
ROM. You know what's
Yeah.
a checksum, right?
Yeah.
You all know what is a checksum? Okay, it's like checking the integrity. When you're receiving some data, how do you know that is intact or it got modified in the process? Any bit error happened or not? So that's called parity, right? That's all disparity. But I'll try and get a better data sheet and send it to you, right? So let's go back to the class. Where is it? Okay, so that's parity, right? Right. So what is in English? What does the parity mean in English? Disparity is another word, no? What is a disparity?
Friends.
Sir, difference of opinion, sir.
Yeah, it's like difference of opinion. Yeah. So look at the English dictionary. What does the parity mean? Yeah, I think, yeah, look at there's some good meaning. Let's check it up basically, right? Let's check out what is the parity. The state or condition of being equal, especially at regards to status or pay, right? So state of being equal. That's what in English meaning. Okay, so let's look at the parity. You have address, you have parity, the two registers. Always at address, parity. You pass the address. There's a function called calculate parity, post notification, and display. Display parity calculated. B and calculate. So calc parity address, right? So he's calling it again, right? So let's see. So how is the function? This is called function calc parity. Input is address. Begin. Set the output value appropriately. Use the implicit. So what is it doing? What is this operation? See the comment. What is it? Okay, speak up. What is this operation, man?
XR, sir.
XOR, yeah. It's like C, right? It's called XOR operation. So bitwise XOR, it's taking all the 32 bits of address, XOR and generate 1 bit. So what will happen when you XOR 32 bits? What you're supposed to come here? What is the XOR operation does? What is the application of XOR?
Exclusive or exclusive or.
Yeah, no, man. What does it mean? What is the application? Where do you use exclusive OR?
Sir, when the two inputs are same, then the output will be 0, sir.
Very good. So you're going to check it's even number of ones or odd number of ones. Okay. If you have odd number of ones, your XOR output will be 1. If you have even number of ones, it will be 0. Okay. That's how you have to tell. Right. So you will XOR an application where you have an odd number of ones are there, your output will become 1. Okay. Agreed?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So that's how we need to do it. So you XOR all the bits. If you have odd number of ones, your calc parity will be 1. The even number of ones, your calc parity will become 0. Okay. So that's what you're going to check, and you return the value. You're storing the value called parity, but he's calling it again. Then he's not printing from the value here, right? I don't know why. He's just, for example, he's doing it that way, right? So you understand this code? See how the values are stored. The function name is calc parity. So you are storing the value in the calc parity itself. The name itself is returning the value. Okay, you have to note that. Do you understand? How there is no output field defined here. Okay, so the function calc parity is basically the output value here. That's what you have to note. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This another example: shift left and shift right. It's pretty easy. Let's walk through it. You remember what is a define? What is a define statement? What is it called? We saw in previous classes, right? Define is a macro. To make your code more readable, you can define those kind of macros. Left shift this means 0, right shift is 1, right? And these are some registers is defining. So always at address, left address equal to shift address, left shift, right? He wants to shift the address. Address is what? 32 bit. You want to left shift or right shift? So he is defining a function called shift. So if it is right shift, he will pass something called right shift, which is 1. instead of putting 0 and 1 here, right, becomes very difficult to read, correct? Address comma 0, address comma 1, I can write it, right? But it will become very confusing for you to read. So to make that readable, he is defining something called a macro. You know hash define in C, right? What is hash define? Hash include, hash define and all you read, no? The C language.
Yes, sir.
So what is a hash define?
To import the libraries.
No, man, that is hash include. Hash define. There's something called hash define in C or no?
Yes, sir. It's where we
Yes,
use.
sir.
Yeah, what is that? It's like a constant.
Boolean.
Compile will replace it, right? Yeah, same way. Hash define and tick define are same. It's called tick define. So yeah, left address, shift address, you're calling it twice. When you shift left, you're passing 0, shift right, you're passing 1. Let's see the function. Function is called shift 32-bit. See, the function is going to return the 32-bit output. In the previous example, you don't define anything here, right? So that is by default is 1 bit. And that's what is returning 1 bit. Okay? You understand? I'm not putting anything here between function and calc parity. So that means it is returning it's 1 bit, output is just 1 bit width. Okay? And here you see function 31 down to 0 shift. Correct? Which means you're going to return output values 32 bits. Okay? So input 31 down to 0 address and input control. So what are you doing it? If control equal to left shift, you're shifting by left by 1. Otherwise, you shift to right by 1. This is a shift left operator, right? You know, right? In Verilog. In C, it's very similar to C. I think I have not taught this operator to you in Verilog. It's very simple to shift. In C also this operator is there, correct? Bitwise operators. Agree or disagree? Man, raise your hand, man. Do you agree? Okay, Shankar raised your hand. Very good. Who else? Very good. Ishwar, do you know? Ishwar doesn't know. Okay. Yeah. So it's basically this left shift will shift in the left by 1 bit, and this will shift by right by 1 bit, right? So 2 less than equal to or 2 greater than equal to symbols, right? So that's what it's doing. The left shift is, right? It is a kind of if operator. You know what it is, right? You understand this particular statement? So the output variable is called shift. That's what you are defining here. And it is 32-bit output. That's what you are doing here. So is this clear? Anybody has any questions? Please raise your hand. There is a previous question. Siddharth, do you have any question?
No, sir. I didn't raise my hand. It's still there like that.
Okay, yeah, lower your hand. Yeah.
Sir, it's me, sir, Shankar.
Yeah, Shankar, go ahead. Yeah.
Sir, I don't understand. I couldn't understand that shift is equal to control. Left, right, shift, left, left. Shift.
Okay. So this is a if then else statement, right? You would have seen this in Verilog. I taught you before. There's like a more like a if then else statement. If control equal to left shift, which is 0. If control equals 0, then you shift address by left by 1 bit. Else, shift the address by right by 1 bit. Okay.
If it's 1, we have to move right.
If it is 1, if the left shift is 1, left shift is 0. You see, control becomes 1. This is false. If it is false, it is this particular. This is the else statement, right? Are you familiar? You have to be familiar with this the way of writing. Okay. If control is 0, shift left by 1 bit. Control is 1, you shift right by 1. Sriram.
Sir, in the first line, we are using the word define, sir. Instead of that, can we use parameter?
You can, but within the same module, how many parameters you will define? You will define 2 parameters, right? You will define 2 parameters? Yeah, you can define parameters, yeah. You can try it out. You can.
Okay, sir.
Any other questions in this? No? Okay. Okay, assign and deassign, right? So slightly different. You focus on it. So this again, it's a test bench concept. Function is you can use in the design also. Task you may not be able to design. It's only for verification. But function you can use for both design and before verification also. When you say design is RTL, right? I told why. Do you remember why function can be used in design? And why task cannot be used in design?
Sir, it need not give output, sir.
No,
That's
no,
it.
no, 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 no. See that task will have a event statement delays and all, right? In the design, how can you infer the delays? Right, the RTL cannot have the delays, right? It's not synthesizable. That's why tasks are not synthesizable. But function is running in 0 time, so it is synthesizable. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, assign and deassign. So it's like a override. You know what is a override, no? What is a override? What is a override in English?
Override English.
To write something over.
Yeah, there is some value defined. Let's say you say something, your father will override that actually. No, they say you want to go to beach, but your father no, we are going to movie, right? So that kind of this is overriding, correct? Somebody like no authority is like no, you say something, your professor says something else in the college, so that is overriding, right? Some superior authority is coming and changing your decision, right? That's called overriding. So we override the assignments on Q and Q bar and assign new values to them. The reset signal went high. The register variables retain the continuous assigned values after the deassign statement until they change the future procedural assignment. Understand? So the reset values are coded in the design, but from the test bench, you can use assign statement to go and manipulate the value, right? And that value will be used continuously until you use the deassign statement. That is, you have to remove the override, right? So that is a concept. Let's look at the example. It will become more clear to you. So H D flip flop. So Q equal to D, Q bar equal to inverted of D. You all understand this, right? Negative of clock. It's a simple flip flop, correct? Operation negative of clock. So always at reset. Sorry, always at reset. If reset is 1, assign Q equal to 0, assign Q bar equal to 1, right? So it's going to maintain that value. Else, after the reset is removed, we are doing deassign Q and deassign Q bar. What does it mean? If the reset goes low, remove the overriding values by deassigning the registers. After this, regular assignment Q equal to D and Q bar equal to D will be able to change registers on the next negative edge of the clock. Right? You're forcing that value Q to be 0. There is no reset here, right? So there is no reset here, but from the test bench, you are forcing that Q to 0, Q bar to 1. Then when the reset is removed, you are removing a deassign. You are removing that particular reset values. So whatever next edge comes, whatever this value is that will execute. Till reset is what is like a force. Completely this value will be overriding the value here, irrespective of this value. Agreed? Who understood? If you understood, raise your hand. I want to know how many understood this concept. Balaji and Sriram understood. Okay. Siddharth understood. Only 2 people understood. Wow. Okay. Siddharth, can you explain it again? Because other people seems doesn't understand. What is the override and what is assign and deassign?
Yeah, override is like you said, sir, like we already a thing which is established and you're overriding over it. And reassign and deassign is basically you assign is basically when you give it for the first time, you assign a value.
Right.
And deassign is when you remove it, it has no value. Like when you have a override, there's always a value on it. But when you deassign, it might not.
Yeah. So then it takes the previous value. Whatever next assignment comes, the next clock edge, after the reset is removed, the next clock edge comes, this part of it gets executed. It gets assigned basically, right?
Yeah.
Agreed. Is it clear to everyone? Girish, Yogesh?
Yes, sir.
Yogesh, you're able to follow?
So for assign and deassign, the difference between deassign and override is there's a period of time where it doesn't have anything, like it's empty.
Yeah, it clears. Yeah, it clears that value actually. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It clears the override. It removes the override.
Okay.
This is a
But they-
override. This is opposite of that. You're overriding. You're removing the override here. Okay.
Wait, but basically it does the same thing, right?
Yeah, opposite of the assign. Yeah, assign,
Okay.
deassign. So, Ishwar, is it clear? Very good. Next statement. What is the next? Did I write any next slide? Force and release. Yeah, very similar, right? So, but there's a subtle difference. Force and release is very similar to assign, deassign. Let's find out there's some difference. Force and release are used to express. The assign, deassign is also used for only for verification, not for the design. Okay, not for the RTL. So for the keywords force and release are used to express the second form of the procedural continuous assignment, very similar to assign, deassign. They can be used to override assignments on both registers and nets. This is only on the registers. Okay, assign, deassign. Okay. See, they don't confuse this assign statement, whatever assign you use it outside, right? This is different. You typically in your test you use assign hashed and clock equal to not of clock, you'll write, no? That is different. You remember what assign we read outside. This assign is inside the procedural block. You remember that. That assign was outside the procedural block. Always block initial block. It's outside. Okay, can you guys recollect? Ishwar, correct? The assign statement was outside the always block previously. The previous assignment, what we know. This assign is inside the always block. So that is the difference. For this assign, this is our override. Procedural override, it's called. Okay. Okay, so force and release can be used in nets or registers. They're typically used into interactive debugging purpose, where certain registers or nets are forced to a value, and the effect of those registers are noted. You're running something again for debugging purpose. You want to check what happens if this particular wire becomes 1, how the rest of the logic works. So you can set up like that and you can debug. It is recommended that force and release statements should not be used into the design blocks. I told you, right? It is only for verification purpose. They should use only the simulation or in the debug statements. Force release on registers. Force on register overrides any procedural assignments or procedural continuous assignments register until the register is released. So force will override everything, right? Register variables will continue to store the forced value after being released, but they can then be changed to future procedural assignment. So we'll see the example. It may be confusing to read the theory part, right? Let me go to example. Let's see here what happens. So edge DFF, you are instantiating a block. Initial force DFF.Q. There's something called Q inside this, the net called Q inside this DFF block. You're putting it to 1. At time equal to 50, you're making it to 1. After another 50 time units, you're releasing DFF.Q. That means you remove the value of 1 at that time. Force the value of 1 at between time 50 and 100, regardless of actual output of the HD flip-flop. You're just manipulating the content of the flip-flop. So between 50 and 100 time unit, you are setting that to 1. Okay? Agreed?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Force release on nets. See another example. Force out equal to A or B and C. So you're saying out values A and B and C. That's what is being done. It's a wire basically, right, on net. Right, in the initial block, you're changing it. You're changing the value of the out itself, right? For 50 nanoseconds or 50 time units, you are changing the behavior of the out itself in a different way. The OR and AND. Then you release it after 50 time units, right? This is being re-evaluated as an assigned to out, and after another 50 time units, you will just release it basically. Okay, you understand? Hope it is clear. It's very powerful for your simulation. You can do whatever you want. You're able to follow or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. I think that's all I have. What's the time? Let's see. It's about time. We have 3 minutes. So we discussed about function. We discussed about the assign, deassign, and force and release, right? Okay, so you have to practice. You have to practice labs for this thing. You're on your own. You try it out, and you have any questions, let me know, right? And next class, I don't know what should I do. I'll talk about the memories. And yeah, I think I spoke to one gentleman called Ankur. He's one of my friend. So he offered to teach about FPGA in the class to you people very soon, right? So he has to prepare. So this weekend, myself and Ankur will brainstorm. He's from one of the industry. Let me not use the company name. So he's a good friend of mine, and he is interested in the teaching. So he'll come to the class, and he has done a lot of work on FPGAs, and he has done a lot of innovations, right? So he's a very good guy to work with, and he's going to come and teach you guys about the FPGA part of it very soon. So how soon? Yeah, I'll work it with him. So in the next class, I'll talk about the memories. I think I should tell about tri-state buffers. How to model the tri-state buffers in Verilog, I've not showed you. How to model the memories, I've not showed you. Right? And probably I think I'll probably some other things like dollar monitor or other things probably I'll try and show you something which you have not read. I think we have to conclude the Verilog very soon. And yeah, I think probably I'll give you some mini projects on Verilog which you can try doing on your own. Right? So I want you to form small team, 2-member team. I'll try and define some small. I'll give us problem statement, and you will have to design that thing. I told you how to design in Verilog. Actually, there are 6 principles I told you, right? So using that, you try and do a small design, and let's do a small project. You design and you verify that also. Okay. Let's form teams. Let's form 5 teams, and yeah, let's do that. Okay, you guys form. So I'll tell you the project. I'll try and write a spec, just like a CPU. That's what I would design. I'll tell a mini CPU. The CPU has to do an AND operation or operation. I'll tell you memory, then only we'll do it. I'll tell you what is a memory, right? How to define model a memory. Then we can do that. So AND or XOR logical operations, arithmetic operations, addition, subtraction. It has to do some couple of logical operation, and it has to store in the memory and fetch from the memory kind of thing also. Load and store instructions, right? So some 6 operations. Small CPU you have to design. So you have to fetch from the memory, do operation, fetch from memory. You have to decode the instruction, execute it, and store the results back in a memory or a register. Okay. So I'll give you the instruction set and everything. So you'll have to use the things, and you have to do the code. You have to design a CPU, and you have to verify that. I'll give you 1 week or 2 weeks for that. So I'll not have any class. You have to come and present what the progress you are make. So we'll use our breakout session the same way. We'll do all those things. And otherwise you will not complete the lab. Right? I'll give you only the specification. I'll not do anything else. You have to use the specification. You'll have to go and do it. Okay? Agreed?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is it interesting?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So I told you what is the data path, control path. I think all those things I've taught you up to some extent. So using those concepts, you'll have to design. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So probably the next class today is what, Tuesday, right? Maybe.
Okay, sir.
Today is what, Tuesday, right? Yeah. By Thursday, probably let me see if we can come up with something. Otherwise, I'll sit and write the spec in the class itself extempore if you find time. Okay. I'll teach you memories about what the memory, how to model memory, and I'll teach you what is a tri-state buffer, and then then we'll do it. It'll be a lot of fun. You may not know, but you have to try it out, right? Then only we'll know, right? So probably I'll form the teams also. So we'll make sure that I'll mix the people and I'll form the teams. Let's see how it works. And please complete your labs. So how far your progress on your labs? All of you. I want you to report out before you end the call. So one by one.
Sir, myself, Pavan, it will complete tomorrow, sir.
Okay, very good. Balaji?
Sir, Thursday, sir. I will complete on Thursday.
Okay. Bhuvanesh?
Sir, I completed all the assignments that you posted on the class.
I have not reviewed. Yeah, I have not done. Yeah, no, yeah. You submitted. Have you verified all the results are as expected?
Yes, sir. But later delay that part only I should do, sir. Be 1 week time, sir.
Yes, sure. Okay, completed. Ishwar, how much you have done? Okay, but you have to do the lab and submit it to me. Okay, when can you submit? When can you submit, Ishwar? I told end of August, right? It's already like 9 days over after August, after the deadline. When can you submit? Think about it. I'll come back to you. Okay. Who was Girish?
Sir, before this week.
Very good. Okay. Sriram.
Sir, by the end of this week, sir, I am at FSM. By the end of this week or in a week's time.
Okay. Siddharth. Siddharth and Yogesh.
I have no idea about the lab, sir.
Yep. So who's your mentor? I assigned somebody to talk to, right? Who's that?
Pawan.
Pawan. Can you work with Pawan?
Yeah, sure, sir. I'll get in touch with him once.
Okay.
I have to.
Yeah, sure. And tell me a date when you will finish it. Okay.
Sure, sir.
Yeah.
I've only been working on the labs by my own. I didn't follow any of the assignments, but then I know a few of the assignments. So I've done those already.
Mm-hmm.
So is there a list of all the assignments that I have to complete?
Yeah. I think
Okay.
you have to. So who is your mentor? Yogesh today assigned anybody buddy to you?
I think yeah, but I haven't talked.
So who's the buddy?
Myself, sir, Sriram.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Remember. Yeah. I forget. So you guys need to remember. Right. So Sriram. So Yogesh, you need to talk to Sriram. Okay. And get it done. So get all the list of assignments and work with him. It's okay. You may not know. That's okay. You set up some time with him. Like have a Zoom meeting or Skype meeting and just walk through with him. Right. Just
Okay.
tell him a day before because people have classes. They are busy. Just at least let him one day before when you want help. So because you are across different time zone, right? So we'll have to coordinate that. So just give him heads up so we can play plan. Okay.
Where are these assignments posted? Because I haven't seen them in my emails or.
Yeah, it'll come in the email. Typically, it'll come in the
Yeah.
email or we'll discuss the class sometimes. We're part of those slides. It'll be the class recording. So it's hard. I think we're not very structured, right? It's very informal sometimes.
Yeah.
So you have to ask your buddy, then he'll tell what assignments he had done. Then you could do that same way, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I think we have to do certain structure you have to bring in. Yeah, I'm not that planned. Well, I'm doing a lot of things on extempore. So I think that's why we can do this trouble. Yeah, maybe one of you, Sriram, why don't you take time to document all the assignments, what we have done in the class so far? Just send the email so it becomes recorded in the email or the group email, right? Sriram or somebody else, like who did all the assignments? Bhuvanesh, right? Bhuvanesh, you are meticulous in doing all the assignments. Can you summarize all the assignments what you have done so far? Not now. Take 2 days time, right? Bhuvanesh?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, take 2 days time, list down all the assignments and yeah, it'll be used. Just send the email. So it'll be sitting in the email. It'll be useful to everyone. Right, and yeah, Yogesh can also pick up and then Sriram can help Yogesh. Okay. So Ishwar, how many more assignments are pending for you? Okay, so when would you complete? You have to provide me a date, man. Everyone is able to give a date. Can you complete by end of this week? Can you need any help? Can you work with Girish? Girish, can you work with Ishwar on the assignment? I'll also provide some help to him.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Okay. Ishwar, how about other two boys? They're not showing up to the class. Can I kick out them from the class? Or can I assume they're not interested?
I think you have to talk to them.
I won't be talking. Sorry, I'm so busy. You know, right? How many schedules are there?
Told them already.
Okay, let's leave them. Let's ignore them. Let them come. Then we'll see. We'll deal with them then. Right? Let's not chase them. Leave it. Right? Let's not chase them. If somebody is not coming, I think Vishnu is not in this class. Maybe he sent me a message. I don't know. That's okay. Vishnu is regular, so I know some problem for him today. Yeah, let's not chase the two guys. It's up to them. If they come, let us. At that point, let us discuss. Let's not worry about it. We have a lot of other problems to solve. Right? That's fine. Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Let's meet you on Thursday, 7 p.m. India time. See you then. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.